Good morning, my dear students of class 6, and I am happy to welcome you all to today's botany class. What are we going to learn in today's botany class? The topic is adaptations in terrestrial habitat. What is the topic? Adaptations in terrestrial habitat. In our previous class, we had studied a topic called adaptations in aquatic habitat, right? What is aquatic habitat? Aquatic habitat means water, and terrestrial habitat means, what is terrestrial? Terrestrial means land. So today we are going to learn about the adaptations in a terrestrial habitat. We learn about the types of terrestrial habitat and then we learn about the adaptations in a terrestrial habitat. So let's get started. So already I told you terrestrial habitat means some living organisms which live on the land. What is habitat? Habitat means the place where we live. So terrestrial habitat means, I already told you terrestrial means land, no? So terrestrial is land and habitat means the place where a organism lives. Okay. For human beings, which is the habitat? Terrestrial habitat, right? We live on the land. For fishes, which is the habitat? Aquatic habitat, because they live on the water. They live in water. Whereas human beings and other animals live in land. So we have terrestrial habitats. These terrestrial habitats generally are of three types. One is called desert habitat. So desert is also a land, it's not water, right? So those which live on desert, they are called as desert habitats. And grassland habitat means the ones which live on the land with grass. It doesn't mean completely grass, it means land along with grass. Okay. And then forest habitat. There are animals which can live only in the forest, no? It is called, that type of terrestrial habitat is called forest habitat. In your book, only one type of forest habitat is given, that is tropical rain forest. So you are going to study only about the adaptations in a tropical rain forest. So before learning about the adaptations in tropical rain forest, you have to study about what is tropical rainforest, right? I don't know if you have studied in your geography classes, but anyway the explanation part is given in your biology textbook also. So we will quickly learn about the nature of a tropical rainforest, and then we learn about the plants and animals living in that tropical rainforest, and then only you are going to learn about the adaptations, what those plants and animals adapt themselves to live in that tropical forest. So this is about today's class. So what is a tropical rainforest? This is a tropical rainforest picture. Okay. So what can you see here? You can see so many plants. Since it is obviously forest will have too many plants and trees, right? And in this type of forest, they are very close to each other. They are packed to each other, or you can call it by the word dense vegetation. Dense means very thick, right? Vegetation means it is about the plants and the trees living there. So in a tropical rainforest, the vegetation is very moderate to dense, and also there is abundant rainfall. What is abundant? Abundant means so too much of rainfall. Okay, how much rainfall you have? 2500 millimeter. See, even in weather reports you must have heard this, no? Some millimeter, in millimeter only they tell some value, say for example 100 or 200 millimeter rain occurred today, like that all in weather reports you read. Now what is this millimeter? It means if 1 liter of water is collected out of rain in 1 square meter, then it is called 1 millimeter. Those calculations all you need not study, all just for your understanding I am telling you. Okay, so like that 2500 millimeter of rain this forest will obtain usually. Which one? The tropical rainforest usually gets 2500 millimeters of rain. Okay, so it means that there is very heavy rainfall. So wherever in places where you have so much of rainfall, the vegetation also will be very good. No, the plants will grow very well, and that's why thick forests are found. The climate is warm and humid as well as, see, if a place is going to be with rain and if it is going to be very cold, no, obviously plant growth will not be supported there. There should be at least a warm climate for the plant to grow, only then the process of photosynthesis will happen properly. So there is rainfall as well as there is warm climate and also humid nature. Humid means the water content present in the environment is also good. There should be water, humidity should be present so that the place is not so dry. The atmosphere is humid in the tropical rainforest, and also there is moderate to thick vegetation. I told you, no, dense vegetation, which means so many plants you can see in the tropical rainforest. Why? Because there is good rainfall, there is good climatic conditions like warm weather and humid atmosphere. Okay, where can you find these tropical rainforests? See, the Amazon forest you must have heard, no? This forest is the tropical rainforest and it is considered as the largest rainforest in the earth. Which is the largest rainforest in the earth? Amazon rainforest is the largest rainforest in the earth, where we are living. What about India? In India, where can you find tropical rainforest? In India, you can find tropical rainforest in the Western Ghats and in Assam. These places all you should know. In one words all, 1 mark questions all, you will get these questions, so memorize. Okay, so where can you find tropical rainforest in India? Western Ghats and Assam you can find tropical rainforests. So what have we studied about the tropical rainforest? Tropical rainforests get so much of rainfall, like 2500 millimeter rainfall you get in tropical rainforest. The climate is warm and humid, and since the climate and rainfall supports vegetation, the vegetation is always thick mostly, and the largest tropical rainforest in the earth is Amazon rainforest. In India you can find these rainforests in Western Ghats and Assam. Okay, so this is about tropical rainforest habitat. How it will be, we have studied the properties all. What can you find? Which plants can you find in tropical rainforest and which animals can you find in rainforest? We will be learning in this slide and in the next slide. Okay. So what are the plants which are usually common in tropical rainforest? Mahogany tree you can find in tropical rainforest. The number of trees are more when compared to the other trees. Which is the mahogany tree? This is the picture of a mahogany tree. Okay. So this tree is common. Then also teak and rubber is common. Teak and rubber we also have in our Kanyakumari district. So you must have seen teak and rubber. Teak and rubber is also common in tropical rainforest. Apart from that, rosewood. What is rosewood tree? Rosewood tree means the tree with rose color. Rose color means the pink color wood. See here, this is a rosewood tree. When it is cut, no, can you see pink bark? So that's why it is called rosewood, pink wood it means. Okay, so this is also common in tropical rainforest, and generally the leaves are broad. The leaves in these tropical rainforests, no, these forests will have trees which have leaves which are very broad, and whenever the leaves are broad, the rate of transpiration is also very high. Okay, so wherever there is more transpiration, again and again there will be more rainfall because water is given out and again the clouds are formed and rain falls. So that's how there is more rainfall in these areas. So what is the special property of the leaves in tropical rainforest? They have broad leaves and they have higher transpiration. Okay, so what are the plants which can be found in tropical rainforest? Mahogany trees, this one, teak and rubber trees, rosewood tree, and also the special property of tropical rainforest plants are they have broad leaves so that there is more transpiration and obviously there is high rainfall. This is about the plants in tropical rainforest. Okay, then what about the animals in tropical rainforest? Which animals can you find in tropical rainforest? You can find monkeys you know, right? And sloth. This is sloth. It appears like a monkey, it is a sloth. Okay, and jaguars and tree frogs you can find in tropical rainforest, and toucans. This is toucan, it is a bird. You must have seen this in pictures, it is common, I think even in windows all you can see this toucans. So toucans and beetles are also common, and also you have tropical rainforest in Congo in Africa. Congo is a place in Africa, and in this forest particularly you can see gorilla and chimpanzees, all are of monkey kinds, right, of ape group only they belong to. So particularly in the Congo region in Africa, you can find gorilla and chimpanzees more in number. So what are the animals which are commonly found in tropical rainforests? Monkeys, and this one, that is the sloth, jaguars, tree frogs, toucans, which is this bird, beetles, and also in Congo in African forest you can it is a tropical rainforest which is high in number with gorilla and chimpanzees. So this appears like a geography class today, right, about the tropical rainforest, plants there, animals there, all we have studied. Now is the actual topic for us, that is adaptations in a tropical rainforest. So I have given you list of plants, list of animals all which is present in tropical rainforest, no? In our introductory part of this lesson, I have already spoken about adaptations. What is adaptation? Suppose if you are going to live in a place where the climate or any environmental condition is not normal, the plant or the animal will adapt itself, will change its nature so that it can fit to survive in that environment. That is adaptation, right? So somehow the plant or the animal will change its nature or structure and live comfortably in that environment. That is called adaptation. So tropical rainforest, we have seen that it is very thick. Thoroughly it is covered with the vegetation or plants. In this environment, how the plants manage to survive in this difficult situation, how an animal manages to survive there comfortably. That is our topic, the adaptations of the plants and animals to survive in a tropical rainforest. This is the actual topic today. There are 4 examples given in your textbook how the plants or the animals adapt themselves to survive in such a thick, dense tropical rainforest. The first example given in your textbook is bromeliads. What is this? Bromeliads, which is a small plant. See, this plant is the bromeliad plant or the flower of the bromeliad plant. Okay. So this is found in tropical rainforest. How it is adapted? Why this plant needs adaptation? Because this plant needs sunlight to survive. Now all plants need sunlight, right? So this plant is very small. Imagine if it is going to grow on the land. there will be many trees and all the trees will cover the forest. Usually the amount of sunlight the forest gets, no, it will be very less, because since the trees and plants are thickly packed or they are arranged close to each other, it will be full of shade and the amount of sunlight entering the floor region or the land region, no, will be very less. Okay, do you get my point? Since the forest region have so much of trees and they are fully shaded, sunlight doesn't reach the ground level. Okay, so this plant is a very small plant. I told you, no, it is a small plant of this size only. The plant itself is there. So this plant adapts itself so that it can live in that environment. If it doesn't undergo adaptation, no, what will happen? It will die because it will not get sunlight at all. So what does this plant do? How it gets adapted? They grow on the tall trees. Forests will have tall trees, no? On the tall trees, the small plant will grow above the tall tree. So if it grows above the tall tree, it can get sunlight, no? That is how it undergoes adaptation. They grow on the tall trees so that the sunlight falls on them on a high region. If it is not doing this, what will happen? It will not get sunlight and it will not grow properly, no? So that is the adaptation of the bromeliads. So what did I tell you? The first example given in your textbook is bromeliad plant, which is a small plant. This one is the bromeliad plant and it adapts itself. Since it is very small, it cannot get sunlight. So it undergoes adaptation, that is they will grow on the tall trees so that the sunlight falls on that plant and they can grow well. This is the first example given about bromeliad plants. Okay, what is the next example given? The next example is the structure of the leaves. See, the leaves in tropical rainforest have special adaptations. Their shape itself is different from the other ones so that they manage to live in a proper way. Okay, what adaptation? The leaves are leathery in structure. When you touch the texture of the leaf, no, they appear like a leather. They are not like a normal leaf which we have around us. They are leathery in texture and they have drip tip. What is this drip tip? Drip tip means it is pointed. Can you see pointed tip of the leaf? This is called the drip tip, which means pointed leaves. What is the speciality of the plant having pointed leaves? If a plant has pointed leaves, the rainwater trickles. What is trickling? Which means the rainwater will drop down. It will not be stagnant on the leaf. If it is pointed, no, it will flow down, or it is called trickling. Okay, it flows down the leaf. It will not be stagnant on the leaf. I told you in the first slide itself, tropical rainforests have very heavy rainfall, no? Suppose if the leaf is going to hold water without allowing it to flow down, because of this drip tip nature only, because of this particular shape only, the water flows down more quickly. Suppose if it is not going to let the water flow down, what will happen? There will be microbes and fungi growing on the plant. Suppose if you have something wet in your house, no, after some 3-4 days you can see fungal growth or microbial growth. You can see some sponge like structure, no. So whatever is wet usually gets fungal growth or microbial growth. So because of drip tip pointed nature of the leaf, it will let the water flow down. Because of the heavy rainfall, if the water is going to remain on the leaf for 2-3 days, it will get microbial growth. So this drip tip is a special adaptation of the leaves in tropical rainforest so that microbes and fungi will not grow. It will prevent the growth of microbes and fungi. This is the second example given for the adaptation in tropical rainforest. What did we study as a second example? The leaves are specially adapted in a tropical rainforest. How they are adapted? Their leaves are leathery in texture. The texture is like a leather, and also drip tip they have pointed leaves so that the water will trickle down and prevent the growth of microbes and fungi. Then the third example is adaptations in monkeys. Okay, two examples we have studied about plants, bromeliads and drip tip leaves we have studied. This is for animals, adaptations in the animals which live in tropical rainforest. Examples, monkeys. What adaptations monkeys have to live or to survive in that dense forest? They have prehensile tail. What is this prehensile tail? Prehensile means the ability to hold on something with the tail. See, in this picture you can see the monkey is upside down and the tail gives support. It holds the branch with the tail itself. Okay, so that is called prehensile tail, which can grasp or hold the object without its limbs, that is without its hands also it can hold something with the tail. So because the forest is very dense, it can manage to move about even with the help of a tail, and it can even survive in a better way with the help of this prehensile tail. And their long limbs is a special adaptation. It's the second adaptation. With a long limb, they can climb or they can hang so that they can get the food. What is the food for the monkeys? The fruits, right? So with the help of prehensile tail and the long limbs, they can climb, hang and move about easily and also get their fruits easily. Because of these adaptations, the monkeys in tropical rainforest have these adaptations. The limbs are longer than the other monkeys, which is in normal forest. They have special adaptations, that is the long limbs, so that they can climb, hang, and prehensile tail also help them to fetch their fruits easily. And also this nature, all these, the long limbs and the prehensile tail helps them to move about and escape from the predators. Who is a predator? Whichever animal can kill the monkey, that is called predator. So the monkeys can also fetch the food easily with the help of these properties or adaptations, and also they can escape easily from the predators. So this is the third example given in your textbook about the adaptations in animals, that is monkeys in tropical rainforest. The last adaptation given in your textbook, that is the fourth example given, is camouflage. What is this camouflage? See, some animals and insects, they will resemble the color of their environment. Say for example, certain insects appear like a stick. There is an insect called stick insect which will appear like a stick itself. It will have the same color. It will be camouflaged with the environment. Similarly, certain animals will appear green in color. Certain insects will also appear green in color, so that they are camouflaged with the leaves. If a predator, if its enemy comes in search of it, it will not find out because it will take up the color of the environment. This is called camouflage. So a fourth adaptation present in tropical rainforest is camouflage in the animals and the insects. They camouflage themselves, that is the adaptation, so that they can escape from the animals. Some examples are given like sloth, leaf insects and stick insects. These are examples of insects which can camouflage with the environment. Why they camouflage? Because they can be protected from their predators. Who is the predator? The enemy which tries to eat the insect or the animal is the predator, right? So because of this camouflage property, they escape from their enemies. And also there is a animal called sloth. In the first slide also I showed you, when I showed about animals, examples of animals in tropical rainforest, I showed this sloth. It is a like a monkey. See the sloth, it is green in color. Why it is green in color? It has not jumped into some dirty water or something. This sloth, no, this has a special property. It will move only very slowly in the forest. It will not jump like monkeys. It is a slow moving animal. Sloth moves very slowly, and as it moves very slowly, it doesn't move, almost it doesn't move. The algae begin to grow on their fur or their hair. So see, there is algal growth. So in your house all, no, in the compound walls you can see green algal growth, no, whenever there is so much of rain, the algal growth appears. Similarly, because it is a rainy forest, and this one, no, if it is actively moving, no, algal growth cannot happen. But sloth is a very slow moving animal, so algal growth is found on their hair all, and they appear like a green leaf. So already I told you, this property, this adaptation helps them to escape from the animals. Since sloth appears green in color, the enemy will not find out the sloth, so it can escape from the enemies. So these are all some of the adaptations in tropical rainforest. In our next classes, we can learn about the adaptations of desert plants and animals. Clear? So that is all for today's class, and for your homework, you read page number 107. Clear? So read your daily lessons and prepare well for your class tests also. So that is all for today's biology class, and until I meet you in your next biology class, you all take care and bye bye.